Well, hello. Welcome back to the channel. You have to excuse my watery eyes. I just put a new set of contacts in. Well, I guess tomorrow we're thinking about going riding. Well, as a guy who owns his own shop, I never get time to work on my own stuff. So today, we're going to start working on the Maverick here. I'll flip the camera around here and show you guys some of the issues I got and some of the things we're going to fix. So, picked up one of these nifty switches here. We had a lot of trouble with a bad battery in it, and we did an upgraded larger battery. I think it's out of like a Dodge Neon or something. But we wanted to add one of these switches in here with a voltmeter, and I'm planning on putting that bad boy right here, and then we can charge our phones off of it and whatnot too, even though we already have the 12 volt here. But something else we got going on, loaded it up the other day. As you can see, my fender's strapped on now. I believe it just broke out of the mounts back here. As you can see, that side kind of broke too, but if you look here, it's pulled out of that mount, pulled out from down here, right here, I believe. But that, and you know, like an idiot one time, I filled this thing completely full of diesel fuel. So I've got new spark plugs for it and everything on the way, or well, actually already at the shop. So we're going to take this thing down to the shop and we're going to get to work on this bad boy. Let's get this thing started up. And hopefully we can remove that check engine light right there. I put a set of used spark plugs I had in it. We rebuilt this motor back in like November, somewhere around October of last year, and ever since we've done this, we used a different set of spark plugs, but I believe we have a spark plug issue, which is causing our check engine light, because I've already replaced the O2 sensor and everything, and that changed nothing. But we're going to take this thing down to the shop. We're going to get this figured out. Alright, so here we are, got it in. I think first thing I'm gonna tackle, is some spark plugs. This is the most probably time consuming next to the switch, because if you've never done spark plugs before, both back seats gotta come out, the engine cover's gotta come out. 2 bolts back here, 2 bolts in the back of that seat, 1 bolt underneath each seat, and all the clips involved. So let's get started on this. So just in case I am helping somebody out here, you're watching this video for the spark plug change, you're probably not going to find these at your local hardware store or your local AutoZone, whatever. I called around, nobody had them, so I ordered them. We keep them in stock in our shop now just because of this, but they are a LMAR 8C-9. That's the location of your passenger side. Same thing on your driver's side. This head, opposite side, be right there. 5/8 socket. Rip them on out. I lied, not a 5/8. We'll fix that. So, actually it's a 14. Sorry, lied to you. Let's rip these two out, get them in, see if our check engine light goes away. All right, new spark plugs are in. Let's see here. Cycle. Well, that sucks. Who knows? Once we disconnect the battery, it might reset. But let's get started on this little switch here. Well, charger and voltmeter. So you can see it's pretty simple there. We got a positive and a negative. Probably just going to run my negative right to the frame, my positive directly to the battery. That way I can walk out to this thing if it's been parked for a couple days, take a peek at this and see if we need a charge, because our fan override light is not on switch power. So this here, I don't want it on switch power either. I'm thinking I'm gonna add just a kill switch in the back, battery kill, but I'll get this. We'll take this mark our little corner out here. Probably move the fan switch in here. So I'll probably cut this one out, move the fan switch, put this here. That's closer to the passenger and driver. Well, let's get that started. Could put it all the way over here, but whatever. Let's see what we do. Okay, as you can see here, I got my little miniature Harbor Freight Whiz Wheel of Death. These are actually pretty awesome for doing just this. Had the panel up here, scratched it with a pick, got it all scratched out. I'm gonna remove this. I'm gonna take a little bit more than the line because your switches actually catch in this plate down here, but if I get this taken out, then we can run some wires. Well, got that all done. You can see the voltage. It's kind of climbing back and forth because I actually have it hooked up to the charger right now. But here's our wiring. Show you guys. Kind of made a mess here. But here's our wiring. It comes up through right here. It's probably a wear point, but that's why I have heat shrink in certain spots. Get this tied up out of the way. It comes back here to my fuse block. Ignore that. It'll be all right. But another thing I need to attempt to fix is my light bar relay socket here. See if I can get that fixed. Get my light bar back working. Let's work on that. All right, so got the light bar back working. One thing I didn't get was my light, my illumination for my switch. But light bar's back working. Got our voltmeter working. Got the whole machine basically back together, and now I'm doing an oil change. Can't remember, this is like the third one I've done since this motor was rebuilt, but you can't really tell. There's a tiny bit of metal. I mean, any engine that's run for a period of time is going to create some metal, but no chunks, nothing alarming. Gonna get this oil change done on this thing, and then I believe we're ready to ride tomorrow. I'm gonna clean it out a little bit for the family to ride in, but I'll flip this around here and give you guys a view of it real fast. So I still got it on charge here because that is a fairly new battery. It was never actually charged up, and we've got the upgraded battery in there. It's actually for a Dodge Neon, I believe, 26R. You can get the regular 26 and not flip your battery cables, but I like the positive being out here for when I do, if I need to jump start the machine, it's right there. But I guess here's your introduction to the old OG Mav. Waiting on our bender to come in. I believe first project on this machine is going to be a bumper. I'd like to make it come up, follow out the body line, follow around the eye on both sides, then bring it down from the eye also back and tie it into the bars and make a crossbar straight across here. And then once I do the cage, I'll make the eyes tie up into the frame and make crossbars come up and tie into the lower windshield support, what I'll call it. We'll get all that done, and this machine will be rigid in the front. But I'm gonna get this oil change done on this thing, get this back up to the house, so tomorrow morning I can come down here and we can work on customer stuff. Get this stuff out of here, make some room, because right here is basically where the bender is gonna be set up. So I'll be able to pull a machine in a couple more feet forward, somewhere in here. I'll have the bender set up in this area here that I'm basically standing. We'll be able to do cages, bumpers, bash bars, rock sliders, whatever you want to call it. But we'll get all this done, guys, and hopefully have a great time. Hopefully you got something from this video. Maybe you enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe, something. Let me know you're here. Send me a comment. I don't have but like 300 followers, or subscribers. But thanks, guys. Enjoy your day, and hopefully we'll have a riding video out for you next week.